Hello and welcome. This is to serve as an overview of the Victory and Independence handout. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is analyze the following chart. Steps to a Revolution. The First Continental Congress, 1774. On a call from Virginia, all of the colonies except Georgia sent delegates to a Continental Congress. They met at Carpenter's Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They adopted a Declaration of Rights and Grievances. They included the ideas that Parliament did not have the right to tax the colonies and that the natural rights of life, liberty, and property were guaranteed by colonists. After the British actions at Lexington and Concord, the Congress issued the Declaration of the Causes and Necessity of Taking Up Arms in 1775. It promised armed resistance. So, armed resistance in this case means the use of firearms. 3. Thomas Paine writes Common Sense in January 1776. It advocated the establishment of an independent American republic, a republic that would derive its power from the governed, i.e., the government pulls its power from the people that it governs. 3. The Declaration of Independence was formally adopted by all colonists on July 4, 1776, except New York, but New York finally approved it on July 15th. The document written by Thomas Jefferson explained that independence from Britain was necessary to ensure national rights. B. The Revolution had officially begun. British advantages. They had greater financial resources. They had more money to spend. Better trained troops. Their troops were of higher quality. But they were far from home. This is a disadvantage. American advantages. The patriotic spirit and defense of their towns and families. Superior officers, American and foreign, Lafayette of France, but lack of a central government authority as the Continental Congress had little real authority and did not have the power to tax. Turning points and victory. The Battle of Saratoga, October 1777. France allied with the American revolutionaries. The French wanted to avenge their defeat in the French and Indian War. The British surrender at Yorktown, 1781. British General Cornwallis withdrew his troops from Virginia but became trapped by the French fleet behind him and a superior American and French force of American and French troops before him. Cornwallis surrendered and peace negotiations soon began in Paris. The Treaty of Paris, September 3, 1783. A new nation is formed. So, using the steps to a revolution chart, answer the following questions. 1. Write a patriot's point of view regarding why revolution is necessary. 2. What documents increase support for the American Revolution? Why do you think these documents greatly increase support for the American Revolution? 3. Explain the purpose of the Continental Congress, but also a failure of the Continental Congress. 4. It is important to remember that the French government during the time period was a monarchy and an absolute monarchy at that. Why would the French monarchy possibly support the American revolutionaries in their quest for a republic? Think about what France had to gain from the United Kingdom losing its colonies. 5. Summarize the advantages of both the British and the Americans and then explain why the American advantages were ultimately superior advantages. 6. The American Revolution is one of the most significant revolutions in world history. Indeed, it was the first revolution of its kind. Defend this statement through evidence and analysis. 7. State one outcome of the revolution. What happened as the result of the revolution? Problems with the Confederation. The Articles of Confederation were the foundations of the first years of the new nation. A. From 1781 to 1789. This period is referred to as the critical period. Eventually, it was replaced by the United States Constitution. Why? The Articles of Confederation. The ratification of the Articles of Confederation in 1781 legalized the measures carried out by the Continental Congress since 1775. There were both strengths and weaknesses. Strengths. Established the doctrine of federalism. This is a system of government where power is divided between a national government and state governments. Weakness. It lacked a proper balance between the national government and state governments. Congress lacked the ability to raise money, and Congress lacked the power to control and regulate both domestic and foreign trade. 2. Strength. Established a policy for the settlement of Western lands, acquired by the Northwest Territory north of the Ohio River and west of the Appalachians as a result of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. Weakness. 2. In Massachusetts, farmers who were crushed by the demands for payment of debts and taxes joined together. They were led by Daniel Shays, a captain of the Revolutionary War. A militia was raised to put down the rebellion, and this emphasizes the need for a stronger central government. Strength number 3, the Northwest Ordinance of 1787. This was chartered a government for the Northwest Territory, provided a method for admitting new states to the Union from the territory, and this listed a Bill of Rights guaranteed in the territory. Weakness number 3. From the Constitution, Section 4 of Article 4, as a result of Shays' Rebellion, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this Union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. Summarize the central problems with the Articles of Confederation. The Declaration of Independence contains so in this point we have a series of questions. And last but not least, our primary source on the Declaration of Independence. There should be a secondary QR code that will list the 4 major parts of the Declaration of Independence and kind of just give you a little bit of an overview. The last question states, imagine that you were present when the document was first read and that you had to write an article for your local newspaper summarizing the key points of the document. In the space below, write a main paragraph for that article. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful.